As with any significant event, things are sure to go wrong, which results in people getting cancelled, sometimes for good reason, sometimes for foolish reasons. But it happens today on Entertainment with Less. It's the top 10 celebrities cancelled after the Super Bowl halftime show. Number 10. It's generally accepted that conservative Americans make up the majority of Super Bowl viewers. This basically indicates that you don't want to cause any issues as a performer at the concert. The singer Mia, known for songs like Paper Planes and Bad Girls, joined them. Madonna and Nicki Minaj performed as the concert's headliners. Even with Madonna's rather mediocre dancing, things were going pretty well until Mia made a decision that caused an issue. She was about to give the entire conservative, football-loving nation of America the big, old middle finger at this point. For the artist, honestly, the behavior isn't all that shocking. If you blink, the moment will pass you by. Conservative America, however, felt entirely abandoned. The NFL is shocked and incensed, and in response, the league filed a lawsuit against the rapper, seeking millions of dollars in damages and a formal apology. If anything, the rapper's reputation was probably enhanced by this. Number 9. In 2004, Janet Jackson. Justin Timberlake joined Janet Jackson on the Super Bowl stage approximately halfway through. It was a passable performance with a strong, bold finish to the performance of Rock Your Body. Jackson's bra cup was suddenly torn off by Timberlake, allegedly exposing half of the singer's naked chest. That Timberlake tour was intended to happen. He just ripped it all off in front of everyone, pretending it was a red lace bra while in fact it was a rubber top. The NFL responded rather quickly, turning off the cameras as soon as they could. But the harm was already done. The show received around 540 complaints from viewers, and it appears that the NFL was unaware of them. In response to this debacle, Jackson issued an apology for what is now known as a wardrobe malfunction, and Timberlake also issued numerous statements of regret. An interview with Oprah by Jackson regarding the Jackson Nipplegate scandal followed. Everything was set up to occur on purpose. Fortunately, no one really criticized Timberlake even though he was completely at fault. However, Jackson's career was sort of capsized. Number 8. Jonathan Timberlake. But indeed this year, in 2018, the decision was made by Timberlake to create a visual projection. Despite the fact that he had explicitly pledged not to do that Timberlake thing, the man included a hologram of Prince as a tribute to the late musician as part of his concert. Together with the song I Would Die For You, Purple by Prince's music video was also included in the video. Prince-specific followers were especially furious since they felt that this degraded the musician in 1998. In an interview with Guitar World, Prince mentioned that he detested using holograms for this very reason. The best approach to show a person you respect him is to refrain from acting in a way he finds objectionable. However, she did, which was foolish. Number 7. 5. Maroon. Several musicians chose to skip the performance in response to the controversy surrounding Colin Kaepernick's decision to take a knee during the national anthem and the subsequent refusal of any NFL team to sign him. The 2019 Super Bowl halftime show in support of the player who has every right to make his decision. But Maroon 5 made the tone-deaf decision to leave the stage during the 2019 Super Bowl halftime concert, with detractors believing they were in serious trouble for their decision. All well-known musicians ought to have abstained. A halftime show to defend Kaepernick and condemn any business that attempts to suppress demonstrations, which is against American law. Although it is a wonderful gesture, the band's decision to donate $500,000 to Big Brothers Big Sisters of America has little to do with the problem at hand. It gave the band members a negative impression and lingered over their heads for a very long period. Number 6. Presley. Elvis. The main acts of the halftime shows changed widely from year to year, and this might as well be a guy shooting his career in the foot before Michael Jackson's crazy successful halftime show, and its subsequent focus on pop artists. As an illustration, in 1989, the halftime show was the main focus. Elvis impersonator who went by the name of himself performed magic tricks. A card trick was performed by Elvis Presto with the help of 4 support singers, and based on how loud they were, the audience was asked to choose among 4 cards. There was silence during their applauding. The halftime entertainment was just the most monotonous, worst thing I can possibly imagine. For a sizzling second after that, Elvis Presto simply vanished from public view. Number 5. Fergie. Discussing his career's end in 2011. The Black Eyed Peas and Fergie were in charge. They will have a special guest for the Super Bowl halftime show. Yeah. It was a refreshing change of pace to hear Slash from Guns N' Roses play straight-up classic rock instead of their trademark dance music. Then when Fergie started singing, things significantly worsened. Sweet Child of Mine was performing with the guitarist and undoubtedly gave it her all. He was not a sweet child, but it just didn't go that well. Fans of the band nearly universally revolted for the terrible rendition, which they compared to a toddler throwing a temper tantrum. And it just wasn't a good moment when Fergie sang the national anthem on the NBA court shortly after this. Unfortunately, it started out well before it kind of lost its way in the end. She hasn't really recovered since these two performances, which just didn't help her career. Number 4 is Christina Aguilera, who should be able to maintain composure, demonstrated, singing that national song in front of a global audience of, over 100 million people is not simple. Aguilera's voice actually blasted before the Super Bowl's kickoff at the time. She made the error of singing, but it was still magnificent as it normally is throughout the stadium. The star confused over the ramparts by the wrong words at the wrong time. We observed them streaming so stoutly and bravely. She grumbled that she had lost her place throughout the song as we gazed at the last glimpse of the twilight. Yet regardless of the cause, for conservatives, it was still among the worst national anthem performances ever. Watching the bowl is not acceptable at all. Number 3, the Stone, neither a halftime show moment nor an actual cancellation, though. But Dwayne, it was just strange. In order to hype up the Los Angeles crowd, The Rock Johnson was brought in just before the Super Bowl 56 kickoff between the Rams and the Bengals. He brought his customary showmanship to the arena and gave the crowd a speech that was really intense. However, Super Bowl spectators and NFL fanatics were still found. Members of the Bengals and the Rams definitely did as well. The speech kind of odd. The Bengals and Rams' reactions to The Rock's speech were caught on camera by the NFL using a microphone. However, Joe Burrow's comment is likely. What is he doing out there? And then on top of that, Zach was the finest way to put it all into perspective. Taylor may be seen laughing at Johnson. That's going to be you in 10 years as an actor, someone told Aaron Donald. His speech seemed fine to me, but seemingly for some reason, that day, the entire stadium turned on the poor man. Number 2, Easy West. No, he didn't perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. Yet, that is not the topic at hand. Kanye's cancellation was first reported in 2022, a few hours after the designers and artists uploaded multiple posts criticizing his ex-wife. He went to the Super Bowl. Kim Kardashian and her brand new partner, Pete Davidson, only a short time after the rapper had dissed the comedian when he appeared at the Super Bowl dressed in a song. The artist made the audacious decision to cover his head with what appears to be a black bag. But after his exchanges with Pete and Kim, some people just assumed that he was hiding. However, everyone knew who he was obviously when he was displayed on the Jumbotron with his children seated next to him. They were made aware by the boos and roars from the audience that they were not supporters of him at the game. This didn't lead to his dismissal, yet his subsequent actions have only caused the performer, who has been continuously dropped ever since. Number 1, 2015's halftime spectacle included the appropriate shark. When Katy Perry entered the stage, her entire performance was just a wonderful fantasy of a fantastically bright vacation. Although it was bizarre, what made it so much fun were the 2 dancing sharks Katy had in the background while she sang. In Teenage Dream, the left shark, who appeared to be merely struggling, was the center of attention. He was continually making up brand new dance routines on the fly since he was unable to keep up with the song's tempo. A shark serving as the mascot with no idea what the hell is going on is just so much fun that it became the topic of conversation for days. The right shark, though, was doing fantastically, but his fishy companion stole the stage, leading some to accuse the right shark of being monotonous. Just going about his business was the proper course, but due to his lack of creativity. That's all the time we have for you today. He won't ever work in this community again. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and thanks for watching.